Dear ones, you've chosen to be an old soul in the awakening energy of this age. An age that the ancients spoke of. And in that there are issues, and you know what I'm speaking of. The transformation of energies requires sacrifice and tolerance. And the sacrifice we speak of is the sacrifice that you would have of the old energy. Move through it. We have asked you not to despair on what you see on the planet which is dark and which hurts your heart. We have told you to hold strong because the light eventually will win. I want to remind you of what we told you some years ago. If you were to pass this marker, that human nature itself would begin to shift. That those things which are dark and hiding would come out. I told you that there would be a final battle, not of humanity, but between dark and light. And you are absolutely seeing this right now. Can the evil get even more evil? And the answer is yes, and you will see it. And it will galvanize, cement, put together, epiphanize civilization to know what they want and what they don't want. The dark is ignorant. It does not see light. It does not see integrity. It does not see the planning. All it sees is itself, and in a way that it is ignorant of what it's doing. For in its desire to create the most fear it can imagine, with the worst things that it can think of, it's going to create its own defeat. And that's what I want to talk about. Things are changing. It is changing everywhere, dear one. And just for these few moments, I want you to see a larger picture. There is such a thing as old energy and new energy. The old energy, dear ones, is what you grew up in. Business as usual. I don't think I have to explain this. There are certain attributes of human nature you say will never change. And you see them everywhere around you in large organizations. The way of it, you say. This is changing. And we've told you in the past it is. So we're going to start with this. Have you seen any odd things, sudden shifts in world leadership? Are you able to identify old energy versus new? Has anything happened that surprises you? Have any of the types of coalitions, some coming apart and some coming together, that would change things? And you've seen them and you can't even understand why. What you are seeing right now in world leadership is the beginning of a new kind of consciousness, and it clashes with itself. When you have many cultures on the planet having their own histories, moving from an old energy to a new energy, some will be faster than others. And in the process, you will see these kinds of clashes. Now, I'm not going to name them, but you can see them on the news. There are those who are starting to understand the oneness of all. And yet at the same time, there are some leaders who are trying to revert to the old ways in hopes that they will keep their power. And the reason is because they are uncomfortable working in the light. You're going to see more and more of this. World leadership is shifting. It's interesting because the alliances that you have expected and have seen in the past are very old. Ever since the end, perhaps, of the Cold War, When I arrived, there has been one kind of energy and one kind of alliance, and it's starting to move away. Do not despair if you see things you don't understand. Do not see change and equate it with defeat. Do not see change and equate it with confusion. Actually, it's solution happening slowly in ways you don't expect. Congratulations, human being. The changes we told you might happen are happening. It's going to shape your politics, you know. It's going to shape those countries you can visit and cannot visit, you know. Things are shifting like they never have before. One of the things that is going to galvanize, cement, put together more tolerance is the darkness and the evil on the earth. Again, we will tell you that that which is dark and evil is not mature, it is not smart, it is not intelligent, and it's creating its own demise. You're going to see alliances that are spiritual come together to fight a common enemy. Do not be shocked someday when the Muslim and the Jew are in the same place fighting the same enemy. Dear ones, it's inevitable. Bringing former enemies together to fight a larger enemy is something that is possible in the future. Put the dots together. Can you see why the blackest and most evil thing on this planet that is occurring at the moment and is the most frightening may actually be the transition the planet wants? It pulls together unlikely partners, and they stay together. They start to meet each other's families. They start to listen to the history. That's happening. Watch for it. Connect the dots and celebrate something you didn't expect. No one expected the youth of this planet to do what it's done. It's not going to be about future generations, dear ones. It's the ones who are here. For they have put together and literally invented by themselves social networking. A big word, one that we predicted, and for the first time in human history, an entire group that is young, has its own identity and can speak to its own peers. That has never been the case before. Small groups after school, perhaps a phone call or letters, but never like this. And what they are collectively deciding, and you may not even know this, is they're not going to be like you. It's not subtle. They've come to a conclusion that they can walk a walk which is different than what they see. It is common for youth to be idealistic. They're going to change the world when they're 19. This is common. What is uncommon is that this group will. And the reasoning is because they come in with a different kind of consciousness. One that will not follow the leader any longer. For they have a mind which is more solid than yours was at their age. In certain ways, they have an integrity of purpose that you did not. They are wise beyond their years, and their children will be even wiser than they. Human evolution is starting. It is new. It is confusing. It's not perfect. I have a message for the young people. All those who listen to me, I am ageless. I am young. I am old. I am all that ever was, as you are. There is no time where I am. And yet the wisdom that is occurring in the youth should not be impatient. Here is my message, and it's a message that I ask adults to pass to the young people. In the best way I can, I say to the youth, think big, think beautiful and wild things like peace on earth. Think as big as you wish. But at the same time, play the old energy game with a smile. Because you eventually will be the game. Do not become impatient. Watch and then change. It makes sense. All of the things that you see that you do not like, observe so that you can change them. It is the wrong time to try to change them now. Wait. Your time will arrive, and when it does, there will be an energy that will be placed upon you that will push you to the front. And the integrity that you want for this planet will be yours. That's the message.